in the home studio, and we'll be outside as well in this video, we are checking out the new Takomo Wedges. We have the 60 degree, 56, 50, and 46 pitching wedge. Well, look, these things are so brand new. We've got all the plastic still on them. I mean, these are saucy looking wedges. And saucy, I mean, pretty cool. So Takomo has sent me the SF002 set of wedges. They're beautiful looking. And here's the thing. I am not sponsored by Takomo. They pay me absolutely zero. So I'm gonna give you the truthful information as far as it is concerned with me. I'm not just gonna say they're great because they pay me or I'm an owner of the company. I am not. Here's my current gamer pitching wedge. Callaway Forge Max. Look at this. Okay, so here's something to note. Look at the face of my gamer. This is kind of standard stuff here with the grooves. Pretty normal going on here. However, the wedges I game, gap wedge, sand wedge, and lob wedge, I'm using these PXGs, full face grooves, high toe. I love the high toe. All right, these guys have, Takomo has full face, no, just regular toe, no high toe. I do like the high toe on the 60 personally, because sometimes when you open that face up quite a bit and you're in the deep rough, you need a little extra up there to get on the ball. So you don't slide under it as much. You got more shots to play with. However, PXG doesn't do that for my 50 and 54, which is currently what I game. So no full face wedges here. So their whole line of wedges, pitching wedge through lob wedge, full face. Looking down at the ball, it just looks great because you've got a full face kind of, you know, surrounding that ball, just framing it in a way that for me personally gives me a lot of confidence when I'm hitting a shot. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you my pitching wedge numbers here, just so you can get an idea. Callaway Forge Max, which no matter what happens, let's be honest, I'm gonna stick with this wedge because of the reason that I have the Axiom 105S shaft. It matches my full lineup with my other irons. So I like that, and I like to keep the pitching wedge consistent with that. Plus all my gapping is pretty consistent. So what I wanna see is just how Takomo stacks up wedge to wedge, and then we're gonna look at the other two wedges, the 50 and 54, check the gapping, meaning the distance between each wedge, how far they go, the 46, 50, 54. See if the gapping's consistent, how they feel, I'll give you that information. Then the 60 we're gonna take to the practice area and see how that performs around the green, because that's the most important thing for me. I don't care how far my 60 goes, I care how I can utilize it around the green. So first, here's my pitching wedge numbers. I mean, that's perfect. I'm not gonna, 132 carry pitching wedge, 70, 241 backspin. Just get maybe 2-3 shots just to get an idea what we got going on here. Another tight draw, 131 carry, 80, 123 spin. You see all the numbers. I like, obviously, consistency. Those are 1 yard apart. For me, this looks great, feels great. 127. All right, so that's my miss, a little right. I don't hate it, but the first two were perfect. Now we're gonna go to Takomo and see what we get with that pitching wedge. Okay, 46 degree, 8F grind and sole, which is like that full sole. So it should be very similar, you know, to any other particular sole that you would use. The F across the board, company to company, typically means basically full sole. It looks like your other clubs, is what it says. All right, first impressions here. Looking down, I love that full face. And we've almost got like a little teardrop look here, meaning the bottom to me drops down. I do like seeing that versus just a flat square bottom, because just that little arc, I call it like a teardrop arc, because it just feels like I can really get that under the ball. Okay, that felt really nice. but 122 carry. I don't necessarily care like the distance when you get to wedges. Irrelevant, but it should be consistent with your other clubs. Meaning, if my 9 goes 150, I don't want my wedge going 122. We have a huge gap. We're gonna need something in between. I do like that tight little draw, 8,000 spin, 126 carry. I like that. Spin, feel, control, consistency, all is nice. Oh, there, okay. I hit the exact same 3 shots with this as I did with mine. 2 great, 1 just a push. And that was what? 126 total yards, 121 carry. So, okay, pitch and wedge. Like I said, it doesn't matter how far it goes. What matters is the gapping. So now we're gonna jump to the 50, 4 degrees of loft difference, and see what we get. And the 50 is also that F grind. I like that. So full grind, you can see that. Full face, I'm liking that. And this would be considered gap wedge. 112. Okay, maybe I mishit it. It didn't feel like that bad of a mishit. 112, I guess that's right, it's 10 yards. This actually felt great, it's perfect. I thought it should go more than the, I'm thinking we're going up, we're going down. Okay, so that's pretty good. 10 yards, that's about where that gap wedge should be. If my other one was 22, 23, 24, this should be 10 short of it. Depending on the gapping, 114. So we got like 112, 114, 113. Consistency, check mark, Takomo. Look and feel, check mark. Spin, 89.50. That's good spin. So it's 10, so that means the 56, 4 degrees, we're looking at like 10 yards. We just got 114, 113, should be 103 estimation. Let's find out. I'm telling you, I do like the look of that full face, especially consistent through the bag of wedges. All right, what we say? We're estimating 103. Well, that felt good. 9,900 spin, 93 yards. All right, that's 10 less than we would have expected. Typically, I use a 54, and I get about 107, 108 on my PXG set. So that wasn't a bad, that was a lot of spin. So we can kind of 9,600 spin, 96 yards of carry. Well, that's a spinner right there. I felt like I clipped it more, but it drew. So lower spin with that draw. 9,300 spin though, that's a ton. If you're pushing 10,000, I mean, they're brand new grooves, so you're probably gonna get more spin than normal. We'll hit one more with this. Little thin shot, 9,700 spin, 92 carry. So the cool thing about the wedges though, is that you can adjust the loft to get what the distance you're looking for. Like I would need a little less loft on this because my gapping is slightly off. Here's what's interesting. This has 10 degrees of bounce. So if I decrease loft, I'm decreasing bounce to 8. I actually want like a 12-degree bounce personally. Like I would go 12 degrees of bounce and then decrease that to 54 to get my extra yards. And then I'd go from 12 to 10 degrees of bounce. But we don't need to get in the weeds about that. It looks good, feels good. Ball is going nice there. I like that, 95. I don't hate that. I can deal with that. I would just hit a couple 60s in the studio, get a quick number, and then we'll take this and see how it performs around the green. You know, every now and then you do hit, 60 from whatever, 75 yards or whatever you got. So we'll see what that is. That's all I would do with it. 84, it's pretty good. 9,000 spin, that's what I like. To be able to kind of control that 60. I don't want more than like 85 yards with my 60-degree wedge. That's all I want. Because if I have 90, I'm not hitting this club. Like that's my 60, because you can control that. 83, oh, that's pretty good. Just this low kind of 81 yard, 8,700 spin, I like that. My PXG is a 7-degree bounce, so it's quite a bit more than 12, but what matters is what you can do with this around the greens. We're gonna check this out, put the others kind of in play around chipping around the green and see what type of performance we get. So far, I'm happy with the gapping. Do a little adjustment, I think, on that 56 degree to make it work. Otherwise, they check all the boxes so far. All right, now we're at the short game facility here at Stadium Golf Center. We're gonna put really the 60 to the test. We're gonna check out what it can do, what it feels like. We are working with the V grind, versatility, versus the F grind, which is like a full sole. So with this grind, you can see it's got some tapered off, grind off the heel, and it looks like a little bit off the toe, which is great. I would prefer more off the heel. Like mine, my gamer has a lot taken off the heel here, so that when you open the face, the bounce doesn't lift the leading edge in the air. So this looks pretty good already, but we're dealing with a 12-degree bounce versus 7. So if you did have some grind off the heel, you need more grind off the heel to really get it flat. But we'll see how it looks, how it performs, chipping, bunker, everywhere. Oh, and just so you know, the SF002s, it's basically the same as the BB Bryan Brothers limited edition wedge. It's basically the same thing. So, premium quality. They have the line here also, I didn't mention, for helping you line up, but we're with the 60, so I don't know if I need the white line on the bottom for alignment, because many times we're gonna open that up, but it's there if you like it. Let's get cracking with some short game shots. First thing, right out of the gate, I don't mess around. I'm gonna go on tight lie. I mean, it's tight. There's not any grass here. I'm gonna open that face and see what we can do here. I can see like that grind isn't grinded enough. See that leading edge is a little off the ground for a super tight lie here. All right, but let's see what we can do. It's not gonna stop anywhere near the hole. Oh, okay. It came out a lot better than I thought it would. Because normally on this tight lie, what I would do is square the face, and you just have to kind of take your medicine like that and hit this lower shot. But that bounce, even though that leading edge feels a bit higher up, it's not digging. So what happens is, without the heel grind, you open that up, you could actually dig that leading edge into the ground, which we don't want. So not only did it not dig, this bounce didn't ricochet up into the back of the ball. So I'd say if you like opening it up on these tight lies, I mean, that one's pretty good. It had a lot of spin on it, even though it came out really low. So I don't hate this performance here. Oh, yeah, you're gonna have though some shots where you're gonna need a lot of practice. But I think, but maybe I'm a little nervous, guys. I don't want to ricochet into them. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, moving on. All right, next phase here. Just want to see how well this 60 performs just right around the green. I'm gonna go to that first pin first. I want to see how the bounce and the sole go through the turf. Well, pretty good. I never want that leading edge to dig. That's pretty good. So if you never want that to dig, like 12 degrees bounce is gonna be pretty good for you. And then let's say I open the face, I just want a little bit of height on that. Ooh. I'm not hating the 12-degree bounce on this. Yeah, it's just gliding through the turf really well. I like that. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're kind of at the back portion of this short game area. We're gonna go this far flag. This is kind of like a longer shot. I want to get like, see how well the ball spins out of here, how I can play these. Because that's how I like to play them right there. They come out low, spinny, with a nice little check on it. But for, that's good. But for these, you really got to use the bounce right. So like anytime I'm in trouble on a par 4, I punch out to like this zone if I can, or on a par 5. Usually, even if I go for it, this is kind of my third shot. So I like this low 60, where I just kind of rotate my body through, and I use the bounce, meaning I'm kind of bouncing the sole on the ground right as it strikes the ball, or even just before. So That's what I like to do. So I open that face just maybe a degree or two and gets kind of steep on it, like that. And they come out lower with a lot of spin and check. And so you can kind of go after these. Like that. Oh, I love that. So if I can play this shot with a wedge, I'm pretty happy about that. Well, it just checked another box for me. Takomo. Let's go in the bunker. You know pretty quickly if a wedge is made well when you hit a bunker shot. At least if it's made for you, I would say. So I like to open up. I do not want any digging going on. Okay, no digging there. Even if I hit a little behind it, I want it to work out well. Which I just did there. It's just gotta feel right, and it's gotta look right in here. No matter what the lie is. Oh, that felt good. That was my best one. That goes nice and high. Okay, I can get used to that out of the bunker. All right, last test here. I need my 60 to work from like 45 yards, 50 yards. So I'm going back like across over there. It's got to feel great too. Feel pretty good. That's about 30. Oh, that felt good. That felt real good. I just don't want it to go like way left or anything. I want it to be able to feel confident out of here. Even though I'm using range balls, it better feel soft off the face. It's pretty good. I do like that full face groove. Okay, Takomo Wedges, 99 bucks a wedge. I don't have any complaints. They look great. They look sleek. They look high end. They feel fantastic. So I'm not a big 12-degree bounce guy, but the 12-degree bounce with the V-sole performed incredibly well for my testing. Out of the bunker, no complaints. Tight chip shots, no complaints. I would grind more off the heel if it were me personally, so I can open it up and not have any bounce. But even with the little bounce, lift it up a little bit, still came out pretty good, like 90% of the time for me. Pitching, fantastic. Great work, non-sponsored video. Takomo does nothing, gives me nothing. I don't own the company, is what I'm saying. But they are making a fine wedge. So congratulations. If you're interested in these wedges, link in the video description below. Thanks for watching, love you guys. See you next time.